So now I have all these really cool spices, and the saffron. Turns out you really can get high on that. I was not aware. Um, I am now. I'm a little bit concerned to make sure that I don't make sure I don't overdose essentially on that. I will watch it when I cook. Um, I had paella when I was there. I had various types of cheeses. They were all phenomenal. The last day I was there, I went to Placido Real, which is the royal palace next to the Catholic cathedral, and I noticed there was a couple of different buildings walking by that tourists were taking pictures of. So I figured, well, might as well, since everybody else seems to be taking pictures, I might as well. So in I had beef empanada and pastry. I had a ham, tomato, and cheese on bread open sandwich, and I was so thirsty. The lady behind the deli was crabby. I don't remember that. Oh, yes, I do. Okay. So after I bought my spices, I had these bags. I looked like I was more shopping than actually being a tourist. And the lady behind the deli, this is a deli on the side. And I thought, well, I'm just gonna grab something to eat because all you do when you're hungry, you can stop and eat, have a little something to eat. There's always something available when you're walking around, which is something that I miss. It's not available. It doesn't work in the United States, or at least it doesn't work in North Dakota. You have to drive everywhere. You can't just walk and then stop somewhere at a stand and have something to eat. It just doesn't work like that, and I really enjoy that part about Europe. So there was this one lady who, at this deli, when I ordered this, I had no idea what I was ordering because I just pretty much pointed to it, and she did not come to my table. She did not. I tried to say, repita por favor, and she rolled her eyes at me. So apparently, but the thing is, I didn't want to be that angry American and lash out, and so again, maybe I was being a doormat. Who knows? But I pretty much just let it go. Paid for my meal after it was done, and walked out. So I even have written down here, what's all the hoopla over Spanish women? I don't know why Italian and French and Spanish women. Everybody's like, oh, they always are seem so put together and so phenomenal and fashionable and stuff. And then I don't know if I really get why they're so much more beautiful or considered to be more exotic or all this stuff. So I found out that the Madrid tube is less congested, smells better, and 3 cars are connected, so we can see and walk through them and into them. It seems easy enough to navigate. And I don't know why London Tube seemed more complicated. Maybe I have a better understanding of the tube station because of Sarah and her tutorial and kind of taking me under her wing and saying just watch and take a look and make sure you're going on the right line and all this stuff. Maybe just the way that she explained it. I don't know. And so they have here. Maybe I will take the subway to my destinations tomorrow. Royal Castle and Plaza Mayor. I walked there. Let's see. Okay, so the next day I went looking with one girl from the hostel. She is from the northern part of Italy. And she was in Barcelona for a job, and she was traveling because she had just quit her job because it was so awful. Guess what it was in? Customer service. Wonder why that's a revolving door of hard workers. It's just so much. People sometimes can be so much when they're traveling, and so many people demand so much in customer service. It's awful. So we bonded over that. And we were looking for this open market, but it turns out it's only available on Sundays. So I kept walking towards Plaza Mayor. We went our separate ways, and came across an older-looking house, which looked like a police station and a courthouse. It had some police there, and there's a strange man from France who came up and talked to me. Maybe his name is Silva. He was very nice and wanted to walk with me to Placido Real, but I just got too skeptical, and it dawned on me when I was walking away after I had already, said goodbye, and it was nice enough to talk to him, and we did bond. We did talk a little bit over English, and it wasn't just like a royal kiss off or anything, but it here I was on wanting a travel partner, and here there was the opportunity for me to have a travel partner, somebody new, and a cute one at that, and it crossed my path, and here I am such a hypocrite. This is what I wanted the entire time, a travel companion, and here somebody shows up wanting to travel with me because he lived in Madrid, and I'm wondering if he had already been to a bunch of these places, but I didn't know if he was going to go in, but I at least could have asked. And here is the opportunity to have a travel partner, and I get too skeptical of what his intentions are to where I walk and travel by myself anyways. I was such a hypocrite when it came to that. I need to learn to be more careful for what I wish for, because here I am asking, saying, oh, I really wish this would happen, and it happened, and oh, this idiot. I was an idiot that moment. And so I continued walking, thinking, just kind of like, oh, what's going on in my head? Why? And I saw an open market, and this was different. It wasn't as big as the Burroughs Fair or Burroughs Market in London, but it was different places where they had paella. There was a floral shop. They had all these just tapas and different things. And so I have no idea what the cheeses were that I tried, but I have 5 different cheeses. One was a soft goat cheese. The other few were cows. The other 4 were cow cheeses, and it was a little bit more of a firm, tasty cheese. It was great. I don't know what they were called. I'm pretty sure one of them was a variation of manchego. Delicious. Me and dairy were like this. So I figured I would go back on my way back to get more food. So now I get what America could change. There was a couple Australian girls and Petra, the girl from Italy, in my hostel. We were talking about how much time people have off on vacation. I said Americans only get 2 weeks off, and even then, good luck if you're going to get them paid for. And whereas the girls in Australia are like, well, we've been traveling for about 4 or 5 weeks, and it's all vacation paid through our job. And I just thought that's what America could change. It doesn't necessarily mean that more time off means less productivity. Maybe it's the exact opposite. Maybe if we actually had more paid time off, we could innovate. We could come up with things. We could have more random good tapas, more random good days when we needed that mental break. Instead, we get so wrapped up into in what needs to be done tomorrow, what needs to be done today, in work, that we don't really sit and enjoy what was going on. So Plaza Mayor was fun. I bought some souvenirs, and there were mostly cafes or restaurants around there. I went into the Catedral de la Almudena. I saw an angry white southern woman who was very demanding and needed a guide with her everywhere she went, because I was there buying my ticket, being nice, trying to practice the Spanish that I knew or say the Spanish that I knew. And all I heard was, "Oy, señora." And I looked back, and here was this lady, the southern lady, who was, "I can't get over there. There's no guide to help me. I need somebody to help me." It turns out she had been there a few times and was just, I don't want people thinking Americans are rude, even more than what they might already think. And maybe that's too apologetic on my part. Who knows? But I just want to show that there are non-rude, chill Americans. Maybe they just get stressed out. Whatever the case may be. I saw a few ornate bejeweled crowns, and I saw my favorite Pope in statue, Juan Paulo II, John Paul II. I'm not even Catholic, so the papacy doesn't really register to me as a Lutheran. But I went through the cathedral and took a few pictures. The castle had no pictures, but the cathedral allowed pictures. There's a lot of different, and it's still a working church. If there's a ceremony or special Sunday Mass going on, you can't take pictures. But the Westminster Abbey and a few other places, and St. Paul's Cathedral, they say out of respect, because it's a working church, don't take pictures. The museum, you couldn't take pictures because of the security risk. There's a lot of old artifacts and bejeweled and a lot of expensive things, and because the flash might dull the fabric and such, it might dull the colors of the items. And so here it is. We go into the castle, the Plácido Real, right across the street, and the people there are a little bit more rude. The people there that run it are It was not as tourist friendly as what I thought it was going to be. And they say no pictures. It's not a working palace. There's still a few things that goes on there, special contracts that was signed in maybe 2002 or 2003. This was the last time it was used. And they don't allow pictures. But then when you go to the gift shop, there's no pictures or postcards of the special rooms and whatnot. So it seemed like the castle is not some holy place. It isn't officially used for anything anymore. And so it just didn't seem, right that to go into a cathedral, and I didn't feel right taking pictures inside the cathedral because it is still a working church, and to be respectful of the area, the people that are in it. There is a special place just for praying, which most people were respectful of. So after that, I decided to get a tapas again of white soft cheese, chicken breast, mayo, and pimentos. Oh, it was delicious. And I had wine at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I didn't feel like I was being judged at all. It seemed very natural. And the red wine of Spain, it's also very good. I didn't see a whole lot of female moped riders in Madrid, or really anywhere. It just seemed unusual. And it's such a weird observation on my part, I guess, but it's not like I was looking, but it was interesting. And just something ridiculous that might seem weird. So on the way back from Madrid, I ran across, or there's a really nice guy named Brian Noguera. Oh, if he ever sees this video, he's going to so make fun of me. And he was an orthopedic PhD student or orthopedic doctor. We were talking about traveling and all this stuff. And again, we had a bad experience on Ryanair. The plane ride was 3 hours long, and it was through Ryanair to get back into Oslo Rica. And he had ordered a chicken sandwich about 30 minutes into this flight. 2 hours later, they did not have his chicken sandwich, and then of course you still have to pay for the water, you have to pay for everything. Nothing's complimentary, no complimentary coffee or water. And he's like, well, why should he asked for an orange juice, and he said, where's my sandwich? And he was not demanding or anything, but then the same people who were on that flight earlier, he said, I recognize that guy. I'd ordered that sandwich from that same guy when I was on a flight from Madrid, and that same flight attendant was so rude and mean, and it's like, we're inconvenienced, and this is not the first time that I've heard of bad things happening to other people in Ryanair. I've never really experienced anything quite like that before. So he went without the chicken sandwich, and there was this big argument on the plane. I've never been on a plane where it has had this big argument, and finally, he just said, you know what, I don't think I ever want to fly Ryanair again. And I said, you know what, I don't really blame you. And it's really, really inconvenient, irritating, and why should you? So so I just kind of want to show you. Oh, and he was really sweet and really cute. We had a really good conversation. I've never had a moment where I felt uncomfortable talking to him, and this is also after the realization of me saying, oh, I want a travel companion, and then giving the royal kiss off, not really the royal kiss off, but then ignoring and not really taking up that opportunity when some nice guy came up to me and wanted to talk about travel and such. And so I have Spanish stamps for my nephews and another bookmark. I got a couple bottles of red wine at the duty-free store. I have a Real Madrid 2012 calendar. So who needs the Yankees when I have that? I have my Shakespearean insults, which I remember that I brought over from England. So I have my Thou Smell of Mountain Goat, Henry V. Out you baggage, you tallow face, Romeo and Juliet. I have Shakespearean swear boxes. And Cuban cigars. Woo! So, Merry Christmas to me. Oh, and when I came back and landed in Oslo, gargantuan chocolate bars. So, that about sums it up.